March of 2005, my wife and about 11 friends and I sat in our apartment in New York and began to talk and dream and imagine together what a church would look like in the city that helped make our city a better place. And several months later, in September of 2005, Apostles Church was born. And so here we are 4 years later, and it's just been amazing to see the kind of renewal and transformation that God's brought to people's lives, the kind of community that He's built here at Apostles, and the meaningful connections that are happening in relationships, and to see the way our people have been released into the city with the message and mercy of Jesus.
I have been coming to Apostles for about 4 years since the conception, and I came from a Christian background. But when I came here, I was definitely living a life that was a little dangerous. I didn't really feel safe around Christians. I felt very judged in the past by them. But when I came, the first Sunday that I came, I remember that I knew these people are talking about Jesus very different. And people are living very different than the Christians that I had encountered before.
Almost 2 years ago, I started going to Apostles. I actually didn't start going to Apostles. I started going to Jeff Chan's community group. I quickly found out that I needed to change some things in my life, and so I quit my job at Apple. And since then, the church has impacted my life very greatly. I kind of felt like I didn't really need church. I didn't really need a community. You know, I had my faith, and that's all I needed. Since going to Apostles, it kind of showed me that community and serving is like really what you need to grow.
Growing and learning through encounters with this body of believers who I just love, who are my family. They're people who love the city, who want to serve the city. I feel like I'm a part of something that has just really given me a vision of what this whole thing is about, what Christianity is about, what faith is about. It's genuine. I feel like my place is here. It's to serve. It's to serve women at the Bowery. It's to serve my neighbor. It's to serve my community group. It's to serve the people on staff. It's just to love, and it's not just a lesson, it's life. I've learned how to live here, and I'm very thankful for that.
We've been at Apostles about 4 years, I believe, and my husband and I had really been praying for God to use us in a way to move us maybe somewhere, to be used more effectively by Him. And we really wanted to be in a city where there was a need for more Christians, and I really believe New York City is that way. And we were looking for a church we could serve with, and we just felt like that Apostles Church had spiritual leaders that really wanted to help those that were less fortunate, and I was just really looking for an opportunity to help more as a nurse. So I had this idea to teach a class somewhere, somehow, about diabetes and nutrition, weight loss. All those things go together. And with Apostles, we had helped a church in the Bronx called the Infinity Church a couple of times at Christmas time. Just going there and helping these women, they were so responsive and so grateful. One lady especially has been inspiring in that she has lost 100 pounds in a year's time.
We didn't start Apostles Church just to be kind of a flash in the pan or just to have a good run, but to really become a sustained presence in our city. We just keep challenging people to make this city your home, to put down roots here, to kind of burn the ships and just say, I'm going to give myself to this place.
I was planning on coming here for 2 years and then leaving, like a lot of people do. You know, you get your New York experience and then you get out of there. And that's one of my favorite things about Apostles is, you know, it does care about the world, you know, but, you know, it also cares a lot about what's going on here and what can we do to change this city and to love the city.
My husband Christian and I have been here for about 3.5 years and thought we would be here for a year, do our thing and then move on. And we ended up really being captured by the vision of the city, and that had a ton to do with what Christ was doing in our hearts through Apostles Church. One thing I love about Apostles is that we really see Scripture come alive, where it tells us that Jesus has created His body with so many different parts, and that we all have a role and we all have a function. Midtown Pregnancy Support Center is an organization that works to provide resources for women who have found themselves typically in unplanned pregnancies. It's just a great a great way, I think, of showing Christ's love to these women. They often are just really blown away by the sense of community that we do feel. They oftentimes don't understand that, and but they're so intrigued by it.
In the midst of all the chaos of starting a church, in the midst of all the chaos of seeing it grow from just a dream and an idea to a reality, it's been quite a journey. But it's the people of Apostles Church that have made it such an amazing journey. I'm really excited about the future of Apostles Church, and I really do believe that if we can keep our hearts humble before the Lord, and if we can stay open and responsive to His Spirit, and open and responsive to one another, and open and responsive to the needs of our city, and if we can really live with the suffering love of Jesus, I really believe that Apostles Church could become a church that, God forbid our doors should ever close, our city would miss us.
It's not about a building. It's about people.
There are people that want to do something, and there is so much to be done. We're just getting started. We're just getting started.
And I'm totally thankful and humbled by what God has done over the past 4 years, over the past 2 years, over the past month, and just what He has in store for us as a group. We're not trying to exalt apostles, we're trying to exalt Jesus. We're trying to make disciples of Christ.
And I'm happy to be a part of that. I'm glad God's kind of let me in on that.